Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Dai Gyakuten Saiban. We are about to go and examine the poor violin that was mutilated by Wagahai. So let's go check it out. Let's go. Oh, rip this violin. Are we gonna be able to return this? So this is the violin. It's a Stradivarius, the highest quality brand name work of art one can own. Is that so? It doesn't look all that special. I found it collecting dust in a pawn shop on the outskirts of the city. I was fortunate the shopkeeper didn't know its value because he sold it for me for just 55 shillings. Yikes. And henceforth, I'd managed to make such wonderful music with my friend here. Is there any value to living in a grey world with no music? No, there's not. Yes, definitely not. Holmes-sama? What is it? I was just thinking about this would be a good time to drop dead, so make it quick. No, Holmes, please. About that violin, it's quite obviously different from usual. What do you mean, Susato-san?
Ah, you're right! How can I put this? The color of the wood is way off! On top of that, the holes that would normally be here and here are now missing.
Did we get the wrong instrument? Huh? Come to think of it, even the size is different. What? Holmes-sama, I regret to inform you that this is not a violin. What?
Apparently, it's an entirely different instrument known as a viola.
What? Huh?
Oh, are you alright, Holmes-sama?
You're right. When you look at it closely, this isn't my old friend, the Stradivarius, at all. This broken bit of rubbish. What are you, anyway? Holmes. Was this supposed to be the friend he made such wonderful music with?
I see. So that's what happened.
What is it, Iris-chan?
This is just a simple mix-up.
I guess I should hear what she has to say. Let's talk to her then. The mix-up. So, what did you mean, Iris-chan, when you said it was a mix-up?
Actually, this violin, it turned out to be a viola, didn't it? Anyway, until last week, it was at Hatch's shop.
FYI, saying Hatch's name right before shop is going to butcher me through this entire case. It's really hard for me to say that.
At the pawn shop?
Even though he said it was his friend? Well, it's fairly commonplace. Surely you two know the Oriental proverb, right? If you love her, you let her go. Isn't that what they say?
You're right.
That's a new animation from her. I don't think she's done that yet. I thought it came back looking a little bigger after you let her go to the pawn shop.
And you were right. It really did come back bigger.
Last week, I exchanged the all-purpose analysis glass for this, which I left here earlier. I guess that rotten Hatch must have gotten mixed up and gave me this useless rubbish. If he thought he could fool my ears with this horrible screeching, he's got another thing coming. It looks like your ears weren't the only things that were full, though. Oh, you're right about that. That's why I always say, the fact that things like this happens means you can't trust those rotten pawn shops, folks.
You said earlier that they were like the safest security deposit boxes they are, though.
Sherlock is a contradiction of himself. Now then, Mr. Naruhodō, what are you dragging your feet for? Just look at you, leisurely munching your toast and nonchalantly sipping your coffee. You ought to be a little ashamed, acting like that at a time like this.
You're heading for Hatch-sama's shop, aren't you, Holmes-sama?
Yes, indeed, Mr. Sato. And right this very moment, at once.
For our bacon and omelets.
That sounds great. What's this? Are you still planning to nibble leisurely at your bacon and nonchalantly savor your omelet?
All right already, I'm coming.
I'll take that omelet.
Don't worry, I can always warm the food up again later.
We don't have microwaves back then, right?
Right. Thanks, Iris-chan.
A British pawn shop, huh? It might be kind of interesting. You've been to a couple already, technically. Okay. Let's move to Hatch's shop. A new location has been added. That's Baker Street. Here we go. That should be Hatch's shop. I'm gonna pause that for a second for the translation to go, and here we go. The same day, on specified time, Hatch's pawn shop. So this is a British pawn shop.
Oh my, look at all these unfamiliar tools, Naruhodō-sama.
Susato-san's eyes. They're sparkling. You seem to like this kind of thing, don't you?
Yes, when I see things that I don't understand, my heart starts pounding without me knowing why.
Folks, we mustn't forget.
Holmes-sama.
We're not here for leisure. His eyes are bloodshot. It looks like he's serious.
Ah, Holmes-san. Welcome.
God, this animation's so good. What do you think about that? That was an awfully shameless welcome he just tossed out. Well, yeah, we're customers after all. Alright, folks, let's give this bad shopkeep what he's got coming to him. Follow me now, the game is afoot. I'm pretty sure it's not Hatch's fault. I'm sure Hatch was trying to tell him that it's not his thing, but Holmes is like really convinced that it was his, and that's what happened. Let's talk to him. Or... okay. About my withdrawal, this. Naturally, you remember, right?
Yes?
This broken bit of rubbish isn't my old friend. The wood is different color. There are holes in it. The size isn't even right.
You summed up our observation very neatly just now, Holmes-sama.
I'm so sorry. Oh, woe is me. I, Hatch, am not worthy to be a pawn shop owner. Oh, since it's come to this, why? Look at this animation. What the? Okay, but not this! My only choice is to apologize with my death! Holy shit, Hatch, oh no! No, I was just saying that. I wasn't saying that at all. May I say just one final thing? What? You picked that item out yourself the other day, didn't you, Holmes-san? Mr. Holmes? Not Holmes-san. Huh? I was going to get yours from my storage area when you pointed to this and said, why, that's it right there. Is that what happened? I knew it. I stopped, turned around, and you were holding the viola. But I was the one who allowed you to take off with it, without a doubt. So I shall swallow my complaints and die a noble death. No, stop! It was my fault. Please don't kill yourself.
Ugh. It seems that the game has reached its conclusion.
I'm so sorry. I must not have been in my right mind.
Well, I think it's precisely because of that you are who you are, Mr. Holmes.
Aw, he's nice! Despite his, attempt to kill himself. Well, maybe you're right. You're gonna burst out laughing at that?
Oh, how should I put this? He's quite a troublesome customer. Sometimes he brings the most unbelievable items to pawn, you see. Unbelievable items? Yes, he certainly does. For example, unpublished manuscripts of Sherlock Holmes novels and the like. Huh? What? Holmes-Sama's unpublished manuscripts?
Whoa! I'm so sorry! Please don't kill yourself.
Wait, before you die, you must let me hear the details of that story, please.
That's what's important to you? Okay, Hermione Granger. Unpublished manuscripts.
So, just what did you mean?
Susato-san, her eyes are a little bloodshot.
What is an unpublished manuscript doing in a shop like this? Well, you see, one day this man here brought in this battered metal case in.
Sir, would you mind holding on to these for me for a while?
I reckon I could give you about a shilling for this box.
Inside this box, you see, sleeps something of incredible value. Stories about me, Mr. Sherlock Holmes, the newest manuscript.
Oh? You're expecting me to hold on to something like that?
Yeah, I know I can trust you, Mr. Hutch. Jesus.
And that's what happened. So Mr. Holmes' fabled new novels are asleep in my storeroom.
Holmes-san, is that true? Doesn't look like he has any intention of talking about this anymore. I'm paying, right? Keep a good eye on it for me.
Yes, of course. Even if it cost me my life.
What does he mean? Please put the gun down. About the pawn shop. If you don't mind me asking, see that beautiful, I'm sorry, I need to talk about the animation again. You see how like in Spirit of Justice, they'll do one animation, but then there's no in between. But did you notice that instead of just skipping to him just being in neutral stance, there is actually an animation of him putting down the gun and just going into neutral stance. That's what's missing in Spirit of Justice, which is so weird to me considering Spirit of Justice came out after DGS. I know it's a different team, but I'm assuming they're sharing their resources since this is literally encompassing Ace Attorney in general. Anyway, if you don't mind me asking.
Oh, are you from the Orient? For that black suit of yours, I could give you about 6 pence, I reckon. I must say, I'm not particularly interested in something so gloomy. Huh? Oh, but the young lady's attire! I would pay 5 guineas! That beautiful color, that exotic design, it's a picture of Asian artistry. Oh my, 5 guineas!
Why do I suddenly feel an unwarranted sense of defeat? What I wanted to ask you about was the shop. I've heard that a pawn shop is like a bank to the people of the city.
Yes, there are many customers who use it in that manner. I offer an appraisal on goods and keep them in my storeroom for up to 2 months. If they can return my money to me along with a little interest, then I return their goods to them. So then, if they're unable to pay, that would make those goods unredeemed pawned items, and I add them to my shelves.
Look at that, he just turned to look at the shelf. So good. And you know, I hear in DGS 2, they're not even doing like animated cutscenes anymore. They're gonna be literally using like all mocap 3D, and I'm kind of excited to see how they're gonna do that, and a little apprehensive considering how some of the 3D work in. I need to stop comparing the two. They're two different teams. I got faith. I got faith in Takumi's team that they're gonna wow us with it later.
So then, until the 2 months have passed, you don't sell any of the items you're holding, right? That's right, and that's precisely why pawn shops have such heavy responsibilities. If a customer's important belongings were to be stolen, I'd have no choice but to die in apology.
That's foolishness, sir. People mustn't throw around death promises so lightly, says the guy who was talking about dying this morning. You were slinging them around pretty casually yourself this morning. There you go. Anyway, I lend my services to ensure that that doesn't happen, do I not? Is that so? Yes, I create some special equipment for the shop. I call it the automatic crime recording apparatus. Isn't that right, shopkeep? What was that about? That was a pretty deep sigh. The automatic recording apparatus. So, just what does this apparatus do? Yes! Have a look! There are two of them attached to the ceiling.
It appears to be a photo machine with a table clock attached to it.
Precisely! That photo machine is set with 100 sheets of celluloid film. And every 30 minutes, it automatically takes a photo of what's happening inside the shop.
For example, here, like this. This photo is a record of the shopkeep and customers from across the counter. The shop counter.
Oh, that's Sherlock. It uses a special sort of professional film, you see, so even if the surroundings are dark, it still takes a clear photo. This sounds expensive.
This is pretty amazing. Is this Susato or Sherlock? Susato. It shows the shop counter and the door behind it very clearly.
With this, even if a thief breaks in, that thief's identity will be caught on film.
But the photos are taken in 30-minute intervals, right?
Yes, they certainly are.
So, if a crime were to take place during the 30 minutes when a photo isn't taken...
That's, well... I guess the only thing you could say about that is bad luck, eh?
To be honest, that apparatus has been the cause of a spot of bother recently.
Huh? What are you talking about? It seems perfectly convenient to me.
It's the price of the film. You very generously installed 2 photo machines in the shop, after all. It produces nearly 100 useless photos every single day. Meanwhile, the cost of the film is nearly enough to put the shop out of business.
Yeah, I figured as much. Well, I think that's a small price to pay for the safety of the valuable items we leave in your care. We're now entering the age where safety can be purchased with cash, folks.
Oh, please give me a break here. Now then, Mr. Holmes, here is your violin.
Oh, here she is! Thank you so much, shopkeep.
Now, if you could only stop leaving such strange items in my care. If anything were to happen to them, I would have no choice but to do this.
That's awfully dangerous, so you probably shouldn't.
Poppycock, it's fine.
No, it's not.
Huh? This gun contains only 1 bullet, so I can't harm anyone but me.
That's not what I meant. Well then, shopkeep, I'll be counting on you again.
Yes, as will I.
Please put the gun down.
Now then, Naruhodō-sama. Let's have a good look around.
Yes, let's do it.
This large cute box. What might this be?
That's a music box. You've got them in your country too, haven't you?
Huh? I've never seen such a giant music box before.
Shall we have a listen?
Oh, what an impressive sound it makes. It's as if the song is being played by a choir of angels.
I guess you're right. I've never heard anything like it. This large model is the sort that are installed in restaurants and pubs. There are discs with music recorded on them set up inside the cabinet. You can change them in and out as you please and enjoy any sort of music.
How wonderful. It's like a device straight out of a dream.
Well, apparently the popularity has been on the decline recently since the implementation of gramophones, though.
Ah. The progress technology has made never ceases to amaze me.
Is that the thinker? That's the thinker that's sitting up here. I don't think you can actually examine it, unfortunately.
Look at all the items arranged on the shelves. Everything from dishes to shoes to clocks. There's some of everything.
The things on those shelves are unredeemed pawn goods that are up for sale. Unredeemed pawn goods? A pawn shop is a place where goods can be traded for cash, and the goods are preserved in the storage room. But if the loan isn't returned within the agreed upon time limit, then the shopkeep slaps a price tag on them and the goods are sold. Now that you mention it, all these items have little price tags on them. Well, by paying off even just the interest, you can get the reserve period extended, you see. So you can entrust that black suit of yours to this place with confidence. His uniform is the heart and soul of a Yume University student. He's not partying with it. There's a small door hidden behind that curtain. That door leads to the storeroom. That's where the pawn items are stored.
I see.
There's nothing of real value at this pawn shop. I would recommend breaking in here at night to steal things.
Even if you did recommend it, I wouldn't do it.
There's only one key to that door, and it's always in the shopkeeper, Mr. Hatch's pocket. Before he goes to bed, Mr. Hatch puts it in a jar next to his pillow.
How do you know all that, Mr. Holmes?
Did you know? Famous detective is an unfortunate trade. Even information that you don't want to know ends up finding its way into your ears.
Ah, I should have expected as much from you, Holmes-sama.
If this shop ends up getting robbed in the night, the first suspect would be this famous detective. Yes! Look at this counter.
There's a large ledger spread out on the counter.
The only thing you can really trust this cheeky shopkeep Mr. Hatch to do properly is to keep track of the pawn items. It'd be a problem if he didn't. The more eye-catching thing here is definitely the pistol. Is that a picture of a dog? That's a picture of a dog. Indeed, you best not even entertain the idea of nicking any of the pawn goods from this shop. Eh? Then what will you do? Mr. Hatch will have that pistol in his hand faster than a bolt of lightning.
You don't mean...
And blow his brains out. He's got to take responsibility after all.
But... Right. At any rate, we'd never attempt anything of the sort. What might this large contraption be here?
It seems to have two little peepholes. Ah, now this, folks, is a stereoscope.
Stereo, you say?
It's just as the name suggests. Why don't you have a look inside?
Right. Pardon me a moment.
Oh, hold on a moment. I should probably warn you. It's better if you got your 3D volume all the way up. Breaking fourth wall, Sherlock Holmes. This is the gimmick of this game.
Alright, I'm going to look inside.
Unfortunately, I cannot display the 3D effects on this thing, but, you know, use your imagination. Cross your eyes!
Naruhodō-sama, please, have a look, quickly!
Alright. This is... I can't believe it. It's a photo, and yet it's as if it's really there. That's a stereoscope. They're quite fashionable here in London at the moment. Sometimes they have little show tents at parks and such with a whole army of these lined up inside.
But how can such a magical thing like this exist?
Well, you see, the explanation is a bit of a pain. Let's leave it for later, shall we? That's Sherlock saying, go and Google it.
Oh.
We're not looking at that, then.
And what is this used for?
I haven't the slightest idea.
There's a small latch here.
Shall we try opening it?
Amazing! It's some sort of device.
I can't put it back the way it was. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. A device with 2 peepholes in it, huh? I feel like I've seen something else like that around here somewhere. I think it's like a mini stereoscope, probably. There's kind of a flashy calendar hanging here. April 15th, today's date.
That's not for sale. It's a sort of Asian calendar known as a himikure. Every night at midnight, you tear off the previous day's page to roll over the date.
What a fitting calendar for someone like you, shopkeep, who always wants to roll over with something. This famous detective always says the most inexplicable things.
You see, when the time limit is up, the pawn items become unredeemable. That's why I keep such close track of the date. It's one of my pawnbroker's hang-ups. Ah, I guess that's the mark of a pro. Listen, what do you mean it's only worth 2 pence? No, you listen. This was hardly worth a penny to begin with.
There seems to be some sort of argument going on at the counter.
I'm telling you, there's no way. Look it up again. And I'm telling you, I don't need to look it up.
Hello, Gina? Huh? That girl. I feel like I've seen her somewhere before.
2 months ago, in that trial.
Ooh, oh god, am I doing costing again?
It seems that her name is Gina Lestrade. She conceals herself in places where people gather and steal their wallets. She's what you call a pickpocket.
Well, it's been like a case now since we last saw each other. Nice coat.
It's you lot! Long time no see, Gina Lestrade-sama.
I was already done reading when she was still doing that.
Huh? You remember me?
Well, you did completely surround us in smoke that day, after all.
What are you doing here? Couldn't make a living being a shyster and come to sell those black clothes of yours or something?
I wonder if the student uniform is more eye-catching than I thought. Hey, aren't you? The girl who swiped the smoke launcher prototype I made.
Holmes.
What brings you here? I didn't know you had anything worth pawning. Let's have a look-see. Maybe I can haggle over the appraisal price with the shopkeep for you.
Who asked you? I hate goody-goody detectives. Go away, would you? I mean it. I'll scream.
Gina, please. Very well. I'll get out of your hair then. Holmes-san actually left.
What, really? Oh dear. In any case, there's no room for negotiation on something like this.
The thing the shopkeep Hatch-san is holding is a golden disc?
Honestly, you two better get lost too. Now, you needn't pay us any mind.
Susada-san can be unexpectedly stubborn at times like this. Ooh, that's a new animation from her, I think. Okay, well, we will talk to her and see why she's at the pawn shop in the next video. So I'll see you guys then.